Hello Hex Kittens, welcome back to Knitting's a Drag. Today we have a special new feature called Stitchin' Witch, and I have my good friend Debbie Fox with us today.
Hi everyone.
And today we're going to be working on a project of Mickey Mouse granny squares. And I will put a link below if you want to make them yourself, but we're going to have some fun. So, to start off, I've had this for you. I've had it waiting. I bought this for you years ago.
Yeah.
I have this. I bought this like 5 years ago.
Oh, perfect.
And every time we had a brunch together, I kept forgetting to grab it. And I was like, oh, perfect. I'll put all the little goodies in there for you.
I love it. Wait, the whole bag is for me?
Everything in there, the bag is for you, all the yarn.
Oh my gosh.
The patterns in there, everything you need to get going.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited.
And there is some little Knitting's a Drag swag in there as well.
Wait. There's no tequila in here.
No.
Oh, dang it.
We can do that later.
Okay.
No one wants sloppy stitches.
Oh. And the color of the yarn is perfect.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely perfect.
Yeah, it should be enough to do the entire blanket that it calls for, too.
Love it. So for those of you that don't know, I'm a huge fan of Mickey Mouse and Disney. And the fact that you've held on to this granny square pattern to have me on your show for so long. I'm so excited to be here. Finally, we're getting to hang out and we're getting to make this Mickey Mouse granny square.
It's going to be so much fun.
Yay!
I know, I saw that pattern, I was like, oh my god, me and Debbie have to do this. And that's why even I did my little Mouseketeer look for you, since you're Chicago's Mouseketeer.
Thank you. I love it. I was going to wear what I wore the last episode of Camp Wannakiki, but it's literally like almost 90 degrees in Chicago right now. Yeah, it's really hot. It's nice and air conditioned in here, so I'm happy about that. So I just take all this out and get it ready?
Absolutely.
All right.
And they got there's a binder with the pattern in there.
Fun.
There's a crochet hook and everything.
Now I've crocheted before, but I've never knitted.
Well, this is crochet.
Okay, good.
So yeah, we're still, you should have it all come back to you, and if you need a little bit of help on things, I can kind of, re-show you the way on some of them.
Oh, I love this little bag of buttons and stickers. That's so
swag
sweet.
bag.
Thank you. All right. Woo-wee. So much prep.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Scissors.
Definitely gonna need some scissors, sister.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, set this to the side. I love that bag. That's gonna be my new travel drag bag.
That was my original intention before I had this idea, but I'm like, I've had that for forever, waiting to give that to you.
I love it. Thank you so much. All right, so what do I need to know? What do I do first?
Excellent. Well, flip open. The pattern is really nice. It's really detailed. There's like photos, like step by step for each part of the project.
Okay.
And so yeah, it is. That is the right size hook you need with the right size yarn.
Lovely.
This should be enough to make the entire blanket that it's showing.
Wow, I love it. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
So yeah, it has everything just kind of broken down for each round, and then there, as you go towards the back, there are pictures showing each of the steps. So it helps in case you get a little bit lost.
All right. I'm a little nervous to see how mine's gonna turn out. Now you are a professional knitter, crocheter. You've been doing it for so long, and I've dabbled in it a few times. The only thing I've ever made is a scarf, and that's just a continuous.
Granny squares are the reason I learned to crochet, because I was knitting first, but I always loved granny squares.
Granny squares are classic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a little nervous too, because I saw how you held that yarn on the Camp Wannakiki Christmas special. So I mean, we'll have to pop a photo of that up, because it was a choice. I said, oh, well, that's how you're going to hold the yarn?
It's just flopping it around. I'm so excited to make this. You have no idea. And I was telling my boyfriend, after I learned how to make this with you, I'd like, I might not make an entire blanket, but I want to make little Mickey Mouse granny squares for friends and family for
You can even, instead of making it a blanket, you can attach them and make a scarf out of it.
Oh yeah, totally.
You can just go a long ways.
That's the thing I love about granny squares. They're so versatile.
Yeah. They're the best.
Their granny square dress that you have is so cute.
I love that dress. I'm working on another one of that same kind of dress, but in more like a Halloween kind of colors.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, okay. Look at this, very detailed instructions here.
Yes.
Very detailed.
I was impressed. I was like, okay. And then there was even, if I remember correctly when I was overlooking it all, there is a little modifier where you can make a Minnie Mouse bow to make a Minnie Mouse squares.
I love that. Even, another, how I was saying, granny squares are so versatile. It doesn't have to be a giant piece. It could be a little. You can make a little brooch out of it, or
I found
a little
Granny
patch.
Square earrings. They did like really like fine thread and really tiny. So like they're like this big, like an inch across. Like I have a little Granny Square earrings.
I don't have the patience for that.
I'm like me either. I was like, I'm glad someone else does for the little tinies.
Okay, so where do we start?
So it starts with the black. You're starting with the Mickey Mouse head.
Okay.
So it is a center pull, so you can
Center
pull
pull,
right
okay.
from the middle.
And how much am I pulling?
Just enough to just give yourself a little bit of.
slack?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Got it. I'll do that then.
And then always you start with a little slip stitch.
Okay, now you're going to have to show me how to do that.
Alright, so usually you kind of flip it over.
Okay.
You have a little loop.
Okay.
And then you take the working yarn, so you have like the tail is over the top.
Okay, yep.
Then you bring the working yarn up into that
Into
loop.
the loop, got it.
And you just kind of put your hook through.
Okay.
And then boom. And then
Okay. And that's that.
that's it.
That's
Ta-da.
that. All right. My yarn is too tight. Well, that's just me though.
That happens.
Yeah.
You tight? Never would have
I
guessed.
know, right? Old loose Debbie over here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think I got that.
Yeah, and then you should have like a little ring.
Okay, yeah, I got a little. I think my yarn is too tight, but let's keep going.
Absolutely. As you go, you'll get your tension and your
Okay.
gauge will work out.
All right.
So now it wants for row 1, chain 3, and then 11 double crochets into that circle.
Okay. Chain 3 more.
Yeah, so you do chain 3 just like you did before. 3. And what that does is a lot of times in Granny Squares, that'll count as a double crochet in your round. So it's going to be like having 12 double crochets, but that gets you up to the height.
Okay, so now we're gonna loop this back this way.
So what you're going to do for a double crochet, you're going to yarn over.
Okay.
You're going to go in the middle of that circle.
Middle of the circle.
You're not.
Not anywhere near there.
Right.
I think that's right.
Yep.
Ish? Okay.
And then with that working, you're going to scoop up that yarn,
Scoop up the yarn.
pull it back through that circle. So then you'll have like 3 loops on your hook.
Oh, yep, I got it. I did it.
And then you'll yarn over, pull through 2,
Yarn over, pull through 2.
yarn over, pull through 2. And that is completing the double crochet.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh, how
Yes.
fun. And you're such a great teacher. Thank you so much for being very patient
Oh,
with me.
you know, I used to work in a yarn shop. I used to do this all the time and teach people, and people come in with
Love
projects. And I just love
Look,
it.
it's a little half circle now.
Yeah, we're getting there. So we're going to
Yeah.
do that. So that was 1 of the 11. So you do 10 more times.
Through the magic of television.
Mhm.
2 and 2. I'm pretty sure I'm doing this wrong, but I'm still excited. It's getting there. It'll come out nice. It'll come out nice.
And unlike you, that little center hole will tighten later.
That's what she said. When I'm getting ready in drag to get into drag, my boyfriend's like sitting in the living room, and I'm in the bathroom like painting my face, and every 20 minutes he just hears. He's like, "You okay in there, babe?" "Yeah, I'm fine. Everything's fine."
So how long have you been doing drag?
Oh, girl. Well, I just turned 40 recently,
Mm-hmm.
and I first started doing drag when I was like 20, 21 years old. I was working at Spin Nightclub and whatnot. And
I
the
miss
first
Spin.
time, I do too, girl. The amount of money that I made working there, like the Dollar Drink Wednesday nights was hopping, always hopping.
From what I remember of the Dollar Drink nights,
Yeah.
they were
I remember that.
That was a good
But
time.
the first time I did drag, it was actually, I was going to a friend's like party, and everybody was getting into drag. I didn't do my makeup. My friend Zorka did my makeup. And when she was done, she was like, "Oh my God, you look like your mother." And that's actually where I got my name from. Yeah.
Oh, very fun.
Yeah. So that.
I remember when I was just starting, like, you were everywhere. Like you were performing at my home bar at the Call. Like, I think
Yeah.
Vivian had you in some of her shows, and I would see you out and about. Like, you were in Snow White and the Seven Drag
I
Queens.
was in Snow White and the Seven Drag Queens. So yeah, like I said, I started when I was like 20, and I'm 40 now. So I've been doing drag for a really long time. And I'm an actor. You know, I studied theater in high school, and drag was such a great artistic outlet because you're putting on a character, you're putting on a costume, and when I get into drag, it completely changes like the way I talk, the way I carry myself, because my boy and my girl are very, very different. Very, very different.
I would say that's pretty much why I started doing drag too, because I was already. I had a lot of people like, you should do drag. Like I'm always, at the club, like sing along with every number, and
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. I'm like, I'm already the weird guy who knits at bars. Do I need to add like one more thing that makes me like stick out? But then I finally decided to do it, and it was mostly because of that. Because I was in high school, I was in plays and choir, and I didn't have a performance outlet, and I really missed it. Yeah. And so that was what finally got me to like, okay, let me give this a try. And then here we are.
Yeah, here we are. Here we are. And you know, my drag, I was very lucky growing up through the neighborhood, through the neighborhood. I was surrounded by such great performers. Taj Mahal, may she rest in peace, and Monica Monroe, Mimi Mark, Sasha Colby, and they didn't push me away. They embraced my creativity, and we all have to start somewhere.
Oh yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's just like they saw something in me enough, I guess, to kind of like push me in the right direction, which was really sweet. And then since then, I've done Camp Wannakiki. I won Miss Roscoe's in 2009, which seems so long ago now. It's wild.
Awesome.
Yeah. The Kit Kat had a competition looking for the next Kit Kat Diva. I won that as well. And then everything is here. I'm not doing drag as much anymore. I'm just managing at the Bevix downtown, but the drag that I am doing is on my own terms, and a lot of it is like charity work. I work with the Anti-Cruelty Society.
Oh, very
I do
cool.
The Santa Speedo run every December at Sidetrack, which is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I see all about that. Does look like a blast.
It is indeed. I think I'm getting close to completing the thingy. I'm not sure. I lost count.
That's the one thing about crochet too, is be like, do I know how to count? It's like always, it never fails. Be like, I know basic numbers, right?
And with this, it's so therapeutic. It's like sometimes you could just go into autopilot and just get a little lost and like, oh wait,
absolutely.
How many did I do? How many loops?
On like a regular basic running square, I can just zone out once you get going. This one has a little bit more concentration because of all the shapes in it.
Look at how round yours is.
I
know what's happening. But we're getting there. We're getting
You're just a little loose in the hole.
I'm a little loose in the hole.
But that'll tighten up because you can pull that tail and it'll.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't crocheted in years.
It's one of those things though. There's like that muscle memory comes back. Because when we used to work at Windy Nitty, we'd get people coming in for like knitting lessons and crochet lessons. And like, I used to do this like years ago, and they're like, but I don't. And they're like, with the hour, they're like, oh yeah, this kind of makes sense. Like that muscle memory just comes right back.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing drag?
Coming up about, I think it's been like 9 years of performing, like 10 years since like the first time I stepped out in drag. I was trying to look at it the other day, but I'm like, I think it's about like, I was a Halloween queen, was the first time I went out in drag, was on a Halloween, and then it was the next August was the first time I performed. Yeah, it smells makeup. Looking at it first was so rough.
Same. Oh my gosh, and like Facebook's memories are popping up all the time now these days, because it's like I've done so much over the course of time, and like this happened 12 years ago, this happened 15 years ago. I'm like, what was I thinking?
And I love when one pops up and I'll be like, oh, and I'll be like, oh, I was feeling myself that night, and I look back now and I'm like, oh.
Yep.
But I will say one thing that as rough as some of the early makeup was, I even had a lot of like older queens be like, I knew what I was like, I knew where the shapes were going. I just it just needed some fine tuning.
Yeah, but we didn't have Drag Race back then, so I'm
a little past the Drag Race boom. Okay. I started after Drag Race.
Okay.
I was getting season 6 was just airing as I was starting to do drag.
Oh, so I had already auditioned for season 5 and season 4.
I hadn't even picked up a makeup brush yet.
That's
but
wild.
I remember because when they came to Roscoe's, and it was like Bianca was here, and like I had a Courtney act. And it was just when I was just getting into like the start of my career and like starting to want to do drag, and Bianca pulled me up on stage at Roscoe's when she was doing her tour, and it was like reading everyone, and had them do like a lip sync battle because she wasn't really doing lip sync performances. But I got pulled up onto stage at Roscoe's with Bianca and had to do like a lip sync.
Fun.
And put on a wig. And she's like, oh, she's serious? I'm like, yeah, because I'm like, this is my first performance, even though I'm not actually in drag yet, but we're getting there.
All right, so speaking of getting there, mine is a little wonky, but I want to keep going.
Absolutely. It's more important to go because you can always rip it out, start again later.
Yeah.
But, once you get the hang of it, your next square will be better.
So I have 12.
All right, so then you're gonna make a slip stitch to connect them.
A slip stitch.
So you're gonna go into the stitch. I just usually go like under the main stitch because there's that gap.
Okay.
Oh, from the front though.
Oh, okay. Under this one?
Yeah, so usually,
Sorry.
no, this is why we're here. So usually you kind of go into that stitch, but there's that nice gap in there, so I just go here.
Okay.
And then for a slip stitch to connect, you just pick up that loop and you pull right through without making another yarn
okay,
over.
and look at that, now it's connected.
Exactly, and then it doesn't add any height.
Okay,
So
yeah.
sometimes on a granny square, like it'll end and then you want to move to the next round, you'll slip stitch across to get to where you need to add that height. So how many times did you audition for Drag Race?
Oh Lord. I auditioned for Drag Race practically every season starting from season 4. And you know, I looking at it now, it's like I wasn't right for Drag Race, and that's okay because it's less about drag and more about the reality TV aspect of it, I think.
Right.
You know, and that's okay. And then, you know, Camp Wannakiki came along, and it is, you know, a great platform for queens to express, you know, the comedy side of things. And then there's, you know, Dragula, which is great for our spooky queens.
Absolutely.
I think that's right. Oh yeah, I auditioned many times, and I thought I had it, and then it never, you know, nothing ever came of it, which is fine because it led me to where I am today, and you know, my life would have been very different for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm glad that I'm doing this with you. So don't do what I'm doing. do what she's doing.
But the more important thing is whenever you're working on a project, especially if you're newer or you haven't done it in a while, I always say it's more important just to go and do it because the practice is what gets you used
for
to
sure.
it.
Yeah.
Like my first scarf is so wonky, and I could have like I could have like ripped it out and started over. But it has like this big old wonky curve and there's holes in it. But then you watch as it, like I finally get like the tension down and it becomes something nice.
Mm-hmm.
So I always call that my learning curve.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I kind of love it that I'm like, this is my first thing. You can see just like the progress that I made once I start, you know, getting the hang of it. And that was always like when we would teach like knitting at like Windy Nitty. You'd work on it and then we'd have everyone rip it out like at the end of the first week. And then you'd cast on again and then you'd have like to work on it until you came back. And then, you know, you just kind of keep practicing and practicing. And that's the nice thing, too. So it's not brain surgery. Nothing's going to die. No one, you know, doesn't explode if you do it wrong. It's, you know, it's a very forgiving thing.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, then we get to a nice little circle like that so far. It's a circle.
Ish. It's there. I'm actually very proud of it.
Absolutely. And like the second one will be even faster and better.
Yarn over, pull through 2,
Mm-hmm.
and then yarn over, go back in
In
the same hole.
Because that'll be your second one.
Never go into the same hole
Right.
twice.
So many options. Why would you?
Okay, that's looking
Yeah, there. Now you're in the
better-ish.
height because you just weren't doing that
Yeah.
first yarn over when you came back through. Yeah, then you'll see and then you'll start seeing how it's building. Once you have a couple in there, you'll see like, oh, I can see the 2 in this one. I can see the 2 in this one. You'll see the little clusters forming.
And where I need to be going.
Exactly.
All right.
There we go. Now we're cooking.
Now we're cooking with gas.
Mm-hmm. So you were on season 2 of Camp Wannakiki.
Season 2 of Camp Wannakiki.
And what was like that process like for your auditioning and getting the call and all that kind of stuff?
It was very last minute. For my audition tape was very. I just threw whatever I possibly could together because after watching season 1, you know, I'm really good friends with Alexis Bevels, the winner of season 1, and again, you know, after auditioning for Drag Race so many times, it's just like, you know, I just need something, and I knew I'm never gonna get Drag Race, but I'm like, I have a chance for camp. Let me give this a shot, and I did, and it worked out, and I got cast. It was amazing. I will never forget. I was sitting at home. I was painting my face. It's the middle of like later on in the evening, hosting some event, probably a Tattoos Day. I think it was a Tattoos Day. Oh, and it was my birthday Tattoos Day. So I'm sitting on my floor, my mirror is there, and I'm like painting my face. I had a couple of friends with me because they were going to join me for my birthday Tattoos Day. And then my phone rang, and it was a number that I didn't recognize, and I never pick up my phone. for numbers that I don't recognize, but I was like, who the F is calling me right now?
Right.
Everybody knows that I'm getting ready, so I pick it up and I'm like, hello. And then the person on the other line says, is this Debbie Fox? And I said, yeah, who the is this? And then she said, this is Alpha Brown Betty from Camp Wannakiki. And then I instantly like sprung up off the floor and I started doing like, I got the zoomies and I just started running around in circles. I started crying. My friends that were there, they were so happy for me. And then going downstairs to celebrate my birthday and having that information I was on cloud nine.
That's so perfect.
It was amazing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was a really good time. Yeah, and then, you know, just like any reality show, they give you a packet of like what you're going to need to bring. And so we had very, you know, little time to prepare, but thankfully I had, you know, friends in my corner and helped out, making some costumes for me and whatnot. And yeah, I was very proud of everything that I brought. Just wish that I could have
been able to show it more. Yes, spoiler. We're the first to go home on your season.
I was the first
and
to go home.
And I still don't agree with that because that look was everything.
Well, I mean, it was just a nod to Alexis Bubbles, and I totally understand why I was sent home. But here's the thing, so they give us the packet so we know what we need to bring, but we don't know what order it is,
right,
what it's in. So, you know, I was thinking maybe it'll be the water look first or the out of this world look first, but instead it was the Squirrel Friends badge thing, and so it was the wilderness thing, and I was like, oh no, this is not the strongest. I was hoping that I would be able to get by a little bit longer.
Right. I feel like also like on a later season, as the show's evolved too, it would have gotten more praise.
Yeah, I think so too.
You know, I think, you know, like being self-referential is always a positive, and then, you know, they said it was too cosplay.
Yeah.
But then they had a cosplay, you know, like runway later, so. But that's ahead of the game.
That's the great thing about camp, though, because they, you know, even with the criticism, they're like, actually, there's so many different forms of drag. Like, their cosplay is a big in the drag community, and so they evolve.
Absolutely.
Every season, they evolve and they open it up a little bit more, which is great to expand the different fractions of drag.
Exactly. And I like to think that you were the inspiration for the cosplay.
Oh, I will take that.
You know, I think like, you know, like, oh, and as they've grown and they've seen things, and I think they're like, oh, this actually is more of a valid form, and I think you were the inspiration for that. So I think that's kind of part of your legacy in there as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You know, I have made some cameos in later seasons. News anchor, and then we did the Christmas Camp Wannakiki as well.
That was so much fun.
That was a lot of fun.
That was like, I'm like, oh, I like watching. I'm like, everyone I love is in this show. But you were there, and I'm like, Muffy, you know, as much as we like to rag on her, we love Muffy.
Oh, I love Muffy.
And then, you know, Coco Chanel's my drag mother.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. So, like, my whole drag family's there. Like, I'm like, I know all these people. So it was always fun to see that. And the holiday special was so much fun.
Yeah, it was a blast filming. And Camp Wannakiki, for some reason, is like revolved around my birthday. We filmed that in the middle of March, like right by my birthday. So I got to celebrate my birthday with like some Camp Wannakiki sisters,
so much fun.
And some of them I've never met before. So you know, the Camp Wannakiki family just keeps expanding every year. But it was a lot of fun, and it snowed, and we had a really good time. We had a really good time filming that.
Even with the horrible way you held the yarn.
Thank you.
Actually, fun fact, I don't know if you remember, I had a little cameo in the finale of season 1 of Camp Wannakiki.
Oh.
Because they did the filmed it live
at Hamburger Mary's.
So I was in the audience and I actually asked a question in the finale. I looked real good that day too. It was a long day too.
Oh my god, yeah, it was a long day. Very long day.
I was like, oh, I hadn't really been part of like a television like production. Like, oh, okay, time and time again. You know, like pause, start over. Pause, start over.
You'd be surprised, like, you know, some of the things, even though it's reality TV, if you say something and they like it, they ask you to say it again, and they have to film from so many different angles, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
And again, I think that's one, so I'm gonna go back in that hole again. But yeah, it's like you know, you have to be prepared to say the exact same thing the exact same way for continuity, and just be filming from another side, another angle. It's a lot of cut, pause, reset. type of thing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's so much more involved than what you end up seeing.
Yeah,
it's kind of nice to see both sides of, like, you know, then you can appreciate even other, like, reality shows and things. You're like, oh, like knowing what they have to go through.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It's definitely a circle. It's a little off center, but it's working.
But also, once you get all this stuff building around it too, that'll help.
Yeah.
You know, it'll figure itself out. You're a dragon. I'm sure you have a steamer too. You can just steam.
Yeah.
You know, acrylic yarn. It's plastic, so the heat just helps kind of get back into the right shape.
Well, my boyfriend steams my costumes while I'm getting ready.
See, that's why I need to get a boyfriend. I just need a costume assistant. My God. I just need someone to carry my bag.
Yep.
And feed me and tell me I'm pretty. I don't ask for a lot.
I don't ask for a lot either. Thank God he's a good cook. I gained 15 pounds since we started dating.
Ooh, but, does he let out the costumes then too?
No, girl, they end up just getting thrown away. Yeah, it's not so bad.
No. There we go.
I like it. Yours is obviously way better. Okay. So, and that's secure.
That is. So,
Oh.
And then also what you'll do is later, you have to like weave in the ends, and you have those little darning needles in that package there.
What did you call me?
Darling needles would be you. But you'll take that in and you'll weave it in. And also when you're working the next round, a lot of times, you can lay this on top. And then as you're going around, it'll help secure it in the yarn as well.
Fun. So now we're gonna make 2 smaller circles? Is that
Yeah, I believe so. Is it? Because I believe, looking at the photos.
I thought it would have been just like one continuous thing.
You know, sometimes the more fancy granny squares have a little bit of different like shaping. I did one that had like a heart the other day in the center. So it starts a little bit different, and then you kind of build off of it a little different.
Okay.
But yeah, so this one's, it looks like we're making like 2 full circles
Okay.
that get attached at the end.
All right.
To be really ready for the next Camp Wannakiki craft corner.
Yeah, if they had a yarn challenge.
Right? You'll be prepared for All-Stars.
I will be prepared.
Right?
I hope they do an All-Stars. That'd be nice.
That would be really fun. I would love to see a Camp Wannakiki All-Stars.
Because there's so many performers that have gone through now that are so talented and they're doing so well.
Mm-hmm. I also really want to see like crossover queens. Like how like J. Jolie went from like onto Dragula.
Yeah.
I would love to see either like someone from Dragula come to camp, or camp also go to Dragula. Like I would love to see like, I'm like, there's got to be a queen who could do all 3.
Yeah.
I want to see that. Would be so,
yeah,
you know,
that would be
like
wild.
merging
I
the
love
worlds.
that.
We're getting there. Let me take a little peek.
I'm so distracted when we talk. I lose count, and I honestly don't really know what I'm doing anymore.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I didn't go all the way through.
What?
Yeah. So that chain 3 counts as the first,
Okay.
and then you have the 5 double crochets.
Do I have to chain 3 again? No.
No.
Right? No.
Yeah, only that one time to get the height.
Got it. Alright. Alright, I did it. Kind of. Ish. And then,
One more, because you need to have 12 total.
Okay.
You were at 6 including the chain 3.
Bam. Bam. And then we're gonna like close it up somehow, right?
Yeah, so then, perfect. So then where that chain 3 was, you're just gonna go into where that stitch was. Pull up a loop, and right through there, and boom.
Yay!
And then also, I think this one, you can see here, the tail from the beginning. There you go. So you did a lot better this time, so when you pull it tight, it kind of...
Magic!
Right, and that's kind of what should have happened on the first one, but you can fix that in as you like weave in the end. But yeah, when you kind of do it, it kind of seals it up real nice like that.
I love that.
And then we're going to do the same thing what we did before, because that was the end of only one round.
Okay.
You're going to cut the yarn and kind of pull up that loop.
Cut the yarn, pull the loop.
Yep, so you just pull that loose strand through. Perfect.
And then pull that
Yep.
right through. Alright.
Yeah, pull through, and let's give it a nice little...
That's gonna be so cute.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
We're getting there. Right, and then we do the same thing that we just did for that one again.
Because Mickey Mouse has
2 ears, exactly. Would you go back for a Camp Wannakiki's All Stars if they asked you?
I would be so honored if they did. And again, you know, it would be another great outlet because I don't do drag very often, and I really enjoy it. I do miss it very much, which is another reason why I'm glad that you asked me to be a part of this day. Yeah, I would definitely do it. It is a lot of work, and it's, you know, you got to take a lot of time off and put a lot of effort into it. But it's definitely a labor of love, which is kind of what this is.
Absolutely. Anything you create, like I think like needlework, like knitting and crochet and drag have a lot in common too. It's like you take all these like basic pieces and you turn it into something fabulous with your imagination.
Absolutely.
You know, it's all the artisticness and that creativity, and that's why I was able to I thought about blending my passions together.
Yeah.
Like I always find that creativity breeds more creativity, and then if you can mish them together, you know, it has a whole other like outlet.
It'd be great to do an All-Stars also because, like, you know, there's so many different seasons, and there's some of the queens I've never met. We're all friends on Facebook, or you know, we follow each other on Instagram. Gilda Wabbit and I are very good friends. We were in Snow White and the Seven Drag Queens together.
I didn't know that.
And Alice in Derbyland as well.
I met her when I was in LA.
Oh.
We were in a contest together.
Oh wow.
It was Delta Work had a contest in at Hamburger Mary's in WeHo. It was like her first, it was the first one she had ever done. It was me, or no, I'm sorry, not Elsa. It was Barbara Wire. That's who it was.
Oh, Barbara.
I'm like Barbara Wire was on. I'm like, so we were in a contest together. It was her, me, and Bobby Dysmorphia. So the three of us were at the Hamburger Mary's and Delta Works contest.
Fun.
Yeah. So when she got kids, I was like, I know her.
Huh. Yeah, it'd be nice to meet and work with some of the queens that have been on previous seasons that I've never even met.
Oh, absolutely. I think it'd be fun for everyone to, you know, all the viewers too.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I think also one of the things I really like about Camp Wannakiki too is like it's, you know, as much as Drag Race is fun and, you know, the girls going in debt for those costumes, it's kind of nice to see more like what real, you know, like the heart and soul of drag is.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it's like that, you know, really turning, you know, making gold out of just like, you know, some rocks and some spray paint, you know.
Exactly. Making something out of nothing.
Yeah, it's so much less about like, oh, having a designer, about like what you can actually create yourself, and you know, I always love that aspect of it.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I had met a lot of help getting me to Camp Wannakiki.
Oh,
sure.
Well, you know, but I mean, all drag queens get help all the time anyway. That's part of the scene. That's part of the. I mean, that's part of what I love about drag is the community. You know, it's like, and I think also like Chicago drag has always been like that. I think we've always been a pretty welcoming community.
We have.
Everyone has like, you know, there's always your families and your groups and your, you know, but I've never had like anyone be malicious. You know, for the most part, everyone has always been uplifting and supportive of each other. And I think
there's so much different kind of drag in Chicago. There's a lot of, you know, we have the pageant queens, we have the comedy queens, we have the dancing queens. You know, it's a lot. It's very diverse in Chicago.
I love it. It's like there's something for everyone.
Yeah.
And sometimes in that show you'll have a little bit of everyone.
Yeah, for sure. You know, if I ever get booked in a show, I always look at the cast and I'm like, okay, well, she's gonna be the pretty one. That girl's gonna dance. I'm like, I think I'm the funny one. So, you know, then I, you know, base my numbers on things like that.
Oh, absolutely. And then before the call closed, I was, you know, one of the co-producers of the Drag Menagerie. And one of our focuses was always to have as much different types of drag represented as we could. You know, we wanted, you know, every type and style of drag, kings, queens, all comedy, beauty, you know. We just wanted to make everyone represented as best we could in every show that we had.
I just love, you know, being in a show with Muffy because I know if I'm in a show with her, I am the pretty one.
I mean, same.
I love it already.
It's coming together. But now we get to attach the ears.
Yay.
I'm just looking at how they were doing it on theirs. Alright, they're doing it kind of easy with some slip stitches.
Okay.
And that's part of why we left long enough tails on these too.
Okay. You're on page 3. I'm only on page 2. See, this is why I'm screwing up.
If you're on the right page, it tells you what to do.
Well, I went to public school. I don't know how to read.
Yeah, so we're on the ears.
Okay.
And then we have a little ear.
You know, this is so cute, and there's obviously a right and a wrong way to do it, but you know, it's so forgiving. Like
Absolutely.
You can figure it out so easily. And then so I got 3.
Oh, so
Again, just do it for me.
we're gonna whoop that one through. All right, so perfect. So with the slip stitch, and then you go the second one in, pull it up, and you want to pull it through all of them.
Oh, I see.
So that's 2, and then into 3. And then whoop.
Okay. Fun.
And then that has our first ear.
Oh, it's so cute. I love it.
It's coming together.
It's coming together.
And then for the second one, my second ear, attach 3 stitches over to the left with 3 stitches in the next 3 stitches. All right.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Now, how do I get it off again?
Just pull it all the way through because it's already loose. So.
Oh, go pull up.
Yep. Make sure to hold it onto the tip. There we
There
go.
we go. There we go.
And then you have some ears.
Yay!
And look at that. It's starting to look like Mickey.
Well, yours is. I don't know what that looks like.
I think it looks fine.
It looks okay. It looks okay. I love it.
Also, what I found too when I've done like things like I did the heart one, and I was a little it was kind of wonky as I'm kind of getting used to a new thing. The outside, as you're can kind of balance it out. So even like if it's a little wonky on the innards, it should still match up to size-wise around the rest as you kind of are getting used to your tension and how you're holding your yarn and all that good stuff.
Cute. Come on, Debbie. Oh.
There you go.
Oh, this is exhausting.
And they say it's such a relaxing activity.
Right? Oh. Crochet, they said. Learn how to knit, they said. And now we're just gonna go in the next hole.
The next one is 1 single crochet in that chain 3.
Okay.
So you're gonna just do 1. So and also as you're doing this, see the tail that's left over? If you hold that on top,
Oh, fun. Okay.
you can kind of lock in
Yeah. So do I go into that same hole?
the next one over to the
The
left.
next one over.
So
Okay.
you're gonna just do 1, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2.
I'm doing it.
Absolutely. So the next one, I think is, and then you want 2 in the next stitch.
Okay.
Just 2, 1, 2. So then into that next stitch, pull up a loop.
Are we going just all the way around?
Yeah, we're working our way around now.
Okay. Okay. Kind of there.
Absolutely. And you can start. Now you're kind of seeing the shape start to take place.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, and that is the other nice thing about like granny squares too is like it's builds on itself over and over, so you get a lot of practice on the different stitches.
Oh yeah, and there's so many different stitches.
But they're all, especially with crochet, it's all very much variants of the same. It's kind of where you put that yarn over and how many you pull through.
See, I'm getting the hang of it,
Absolutely.
kind of.
It just takes practice. Like your next square will be even better than this first one.
Dang right it will be. I'm so excited.
Me too. You're so cute.
So, what other special guests have you had on the show?
You're the first.
Shut up!
Yes,
I am.
You are the very first.
Oh my gosh! How exciting!
I have some other people in line, but I'm going to keep them secret until everything actually works
Okay.
out and finalizes.
Yeah.
But no, you're the very first guest to do any kind of stitchery on knitting the
Fun!
thread. We could talk about this forever. So I'm like, you had to be the first.
We have. We've worked the brunches with Muffy before.
Exactly.
And yeah, we've been meaning to get together. That pandemic, that quarantine
For real.
took its toll on a lot of us, for sure.
Yeah, so my mom appeared when I did the yarn crawl. I did the Chicago yarn crawl. So she came out, and one of my best friends, Kelly, came with me. So they've appeared on the channel, but no one else has really done any stitching.
All right.
Yeah, so you're the guinea pig.
Thank you for your patience.
No, it was fun. No, because I said, when I first started, coming up to drag, you were one of the people I would see everywhere, and you were always so kind and welcoming to me all the time. So I'm I'm glad I get to, have this, time with you.
Yeah, little Kiki.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I remember like, you know, even before drag, I would see you out, and I was like, oh my god, it's Debbie Fox, you know. Now I know better. But
Yeah, right. That drug bitch. It's so interesting to see the pattern
emerging and like how like it fills in the spots. I just always love how someone's brain was able to like plot this all out.
Yeah, that's the wild part to me. Like, you know, you know so much about it's math, and it's the way the yarn works. And
right, like you have like, oh, you need the deeper ones for this deeper hole to balance it out.
So I got 2 in there. Do I do one more?
No, so you did the chain 3,
Mm-hmm.
and then you did one. So you move on to the next stitch, double crochet across to the next.
Chain 3, right?
Nope, you already did the one chain 3, didn't you?
Okay, well,
yes,
right here.
Right, so then you're doing another double crochet in the next stitch.
Double crochet in the next stitch.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you do the same thing all the way across until you get to the next corner.
All right.
And then we'll get to something like this. You're getting there. It is a square.
It is sort of a shape. It is a shape for sure. Yours really is looking fantastic. And you know, mine's not terrible for a beginner. You know?
No, not at all. And then again,
Kind
once you
of.
do the next one, it'll be even better.
Yeah.
It'll be fun when you start making all of these. Like you'll see the progression of your squares.
Yeah. I'm excited.
And if you need any reminders on how to do things, we have that on Knitting the Dragon, our beginning crochet video.
Yay!
I'll put that link up here.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch that. It's great when you can get that rhythm though going. You know?
And then you'll get also used to like how to carry the yarn in a better way that gets better tension. But that all comes with time. Like I never try to like focus like too much on that. Well, this is how to hold your yarn because everyone holds it a little bit differently.
Mm-hmm.
And you're already like I've watched how you've been holding it improve over since when you started. But you know you start finding you're like okay how many wraps around my finger and like your tension. But I always find it more important to be like get the motions down. Then you'll start figuring out how like the other part balances out.
Yeah.
And then that's when your tension becomes better, is when you learn how to like hold the yarn better.
At the corner-ish.
Perfect. So then you do double crochet.
Higher.
Oh. You need to do yarn over first before going in there.
Son of a gun. Let's go back.
Perfect.
Yeah, I gotta make sure, like, next time I do this, I need to just practice makes perfect, you know,
Oh, yeah.
and figure out, like, where the tension is in my hand.
Exactly. And that all comes in time.
Yeah. Like I said, I've crocheted before, but it's been so long.
But you can already see because you're already getting that muscle memory coming back.
Yeah.
And,
Get the
a
motions.
person who's never done this before wouldn't be able to be doing this already. Yeah. And then you can cut
Snip.
the yarn.
Cut it.
Snip.
Thank you. And then that just pulls
Pull
up.
up. Yep. And pull up there. Let's give it a little
Right.
yankers. And
Not terrible.
not at all.
Yours is obviously way better, but look at how.
But you see the
look
shapes
how
coming
cute
through.
that
Yeah.
is.
And a lot of that, like the little hole like here can be fixed easily when you weave in the ends. There's a lot of
Yeah.
stuff that can,
I love
we're
it.
coming together.
Coming together.
All right, I think we have only a couple more rounds.
Okay.
All right, so now we're moving on to the yellow.
All right.
All right.
And it's pretty much going to be the same
idea
of just we're
exactly.
just going to be going around and around and around and around.
Absolutely.
All right. Starting it is so easy for me. I just going to do it my own way.
There's a million ways to make a slip knot. So whatever works for you,
Thank you.
as long as it gets I think the results are always more important than exactly how you get there.
Yeah,
sometimes,
it's like how there's no right or wrong way to do drag. Like I always I put my lips on first. So after foundation and all of that, and then the highlight, and then I do my lips right away.
Oh
Just
my God,
get
really?
it out of the way. Yeah, and everybody's like, why do you do your lips first? Yeah, I always do my eyes.
Oh my God, that's like the last, and then eyelashes are always the last.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Okay,
That's why how many times have I left to a gig with no lashes on because I forgot because I got sidetracked. Oh, I should start packing something, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
oh.
I'm so glad I'm your first guest. Thank you for having me.
Oh my God, thank you for coming. I'm so excited. So no, I just always enjoy working with you. We don't always get to work a lot together.
That's true. Well, I hate doing brunches.
Right.
It just waking up so early to get into drag. It's
a struggle.
It's a struggle. I'm more of a night person. So.
Me too. I don't know how I function for a brunch. The rest of the day is shot once I get home. Like it's like, oh, eat and then like lay down.
once I get the hang of this is gonna be so cute. I'm very excited to make more of these at
absolutely.
home.
It was gonna be so nice to see the progress.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the tutorial of, beginner, how to just at least get started.
Absolutely. And then there's also a granny square video. It's gonna be a little different than this, but you'll still get the idea of how the rounds work, and you start seeing like the corners something like that. So that can also be very helpful.
So much. I'm having so much fun.
Me
This
too.
is fantastic. Learning something new is always so exciting and like a new skill. I cannot wait to just continue to do this over and over again.
It's such a nice relaxing thing. Like I never leave the home without like yarn or a book. Like if you have somewhere, if you're going to like doctor's appointment, you're just waiting in an office, like you have something to keep you occupied, and it also helps you cut down on screen time a little bit too.
Yeah, for sure.
Where you're just not always looking at a screen.
Okay, I think I'm close to the corner.
You are. So you are going to work into the corner now.
Okay, so in here, I'm gonna do one of these.
Excellent.
So I just went to Disney for the first time. My boyfriend took me for my 40th birthday.
I saw that was your first time.
My first time, and you know how much I love Mickey Mouse. So
that is ridiculous. I would never have assumed that was your first time.
It was so special. Every single day there was a different surprise.
Did you go to World or Land?
We went to Disney World.
Nice.
And we went to each day we went to a different park, and each day there was a different surprise. Whether it was a family member, or a special dinner somewhere. It was a lot of fun, and we loved it so much that we're actually going back in September. I'm very excited.
Oh, I'm jealous. It was so much fun. I went when I was in junior high. I went to Disney World. It was during the 25th anniversary.
Oh, fun!
And I remember because I was actually that plate I got when I was there. There's a Mickey Mouse plate.
Oh, cute! Yeah.
It's actually like a Disneyland plate, but I got it at Disney World. But it was during the anniversary. I think Hercules had just come out.
Oh, nice.
So that was everywhere, and they were in the middle of making Mulan.
Oh, wow.
And I remember doing on one of the tours, and you could see where the animators were, they were working on Mulan at the time.
Fun.
And they had in Epcot, they had this really cool thing where you could they pick people out of the audience, and they would recreate old TV shows.
Okay.
So they did the classics, I Love Lucy with the chocolate. So they would kind of green screen it, and all the people, the rest of the audience would get to watch them. And I got picked. I was in Gilligan's Island. We did the opening.
Cute.
So that was so much fun. And then even my dad got as I did a pan of the audience, he got popped up in the screen of that. So that was really fun. That would have been cool if they would have had a tape of it though.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I'm I wish I had but they didn't offer that. I'm that seems like
moneymaker right there.
For real.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have that, but yeah, I was I was the skipper, and so I had to spin the wheel during because they did the whole theme song for Gilligan's Island, and then they had someone doing the I Love Lucy chocolate part.
That's a classic. I love that.
So that was really cool. And then when I was in LA, I had a season pass to Disneyland, so that was a lot of fun.
Nice. Yeah, if I lived in California or in Florida, I would definitely get a season pass for Disney. It's just such a blast.
Oh my god, so much fun.
2 more double crochets.
You've got it.
I'm getting there.
Right, you'll be to this. You got it. It's coming along. That's so cute.
It is really cute.
And that was nice too. If you ever wanted to make it a smaller square, you could go down a hook size or two.
Oh yeah.
And make it a little tighter. Okay. So now here's where they're changing it up a little bit.
Okay.
We are doing a corner of triple crochet, but we're doing it into the row below.
What?
Instead, normally you'd go into here.
Okay.
But they want us going into here. So kind of just fold that over.
Okay.
So see how it's connected down here?
Go on.
So you're gonna kind of go behind here.
Oh, okay.
And into that, and then.
Interesting.
Triple crochet, so that the yellow band will still be in front. Reading it right. I think other
That's so cute with the yellow over the red like that.
Right? And then we're doing we're changing it up again. So we're doing another double crochet, but not into the yellow. We're doing it into the
white?
The white below. So
okay.
yeah, so kind of.
So I'm gonna go.
Oh, the other way. It was go from the front.
Like that?
No.
Okay.
So like over, and then you go in the front.
Over and in the front.
Yeah, and then the yellow will be to the back. So you're gonna kind of come up here.
Hang on, do that again.
So I'm gonna go like in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like that. Yeah, perfect. You still want the yellow to the back.
Okay.
Let me pull that up.
I would never be able to read this. I'm glad that you're here.
Oh yeah.
Just show me. Just show me how to do it.
And then also the photos in the back are very helpful too.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And I know how it should look.
Yeah, this is a little more advanced of a granny square than your basic beginner granny square, but you had that experience. So I figured thrust you into it.
Thank you. I love good thrust. So where did you find this pattern?
I think I found it on Ravelry or Etsy, one of the two.
It's really, really cute.
Absolutely, because I'm always searching for patterns and stuff, and especially granny squares are always fun to find new ones. It's turning out so cute.
It's there. I mean, obviously yours it looks fantastic.
So does yours.
So
I mean,
good.
for real, for someone who hasn't crocheted in years.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's really evening out. Your tension isn't all over the place.
Thanks.
It can only get better, but it's really at a great place.
These corners are getting me together, girl.
Right, me too. I've never done a corner like this before. So are there any other big drag goals you have for yourself? Or anything you would love to do in drag that you haven't had the chance to yet?
Well, I've always said if I ever got in Drag Race, I wanted that to be the platform that I could use to be on Broadway. I've always wanted to play Angel in Rent.
Oh, I can see that.
I've performed as Angel in Rent a few times at Sidetrack, which was always a lot of fun, but I really love seeing Jinx Monsoon succeed so much right now.
Yeah.
Being on Doctor Who and playing Audrey and Major Mama Morton. That would be a absolute dream come true.
I can totally see that for you. I think that would be incredible.
I think having theater experience and background definitely helps, of course, too. And then having done Snow White and the Seven Drag Queens, we were all singing live. And then with that, I did with the same theater company, Drag Daddy Productions. We did Twinkie and the Beast, and I played the Twinkie, and we've done Alice in Derbyland, which was a lot of fun. I just love performing. I do miss it, and I don't get to do it as often as I used to.
You still do the musical Mondays, right?
Occasionally, yeah. I just did the animated musical Monday recently, and I always try to do a different Disney number. This past time I was Jessica Rabbit.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, it was a blast.
All right, so we're gonna finish the rest of the squares off camera. But thank you, Debbie Fox, for being here and chatting and having a little stitch and witch with me.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of got it.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. We are getting there.
But once we have them finished, I'll post pictures on our social medias of our finished squares so you can see them all.
Yeah.
And if you had fun, like this video, share with a friend. You can support this channel by tipping on Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. I have all of that. You can also get some fun Knitting to Drag merch at alexishex.redbubble.com. And also check out my brand new website, alexishex.com. Keep them informed of everything that's going on in my witchy, yarny, draggy life. And until next time, stay hexy. Bye.